What up, y'all? Welcome to PopDotComix. I'm JoJo coming at you from the Woman Cave in Vegas. Yeah, I guess I want to start off by apologizing because I haven't been able to post anything within the past couple days. And that's mainly due to the fact that I have an awful cough. In my last video I was telling you guys that, I was getting over a cold and I really did get over it. The following day I was feeling good, but then the cough symptom just would not leave me alone and just got worse, and then I don't know, I was getting cough attacks and it just wasn't good news for creating videos. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until I feel a little better. And sure enough, last night, I started feeling a little better. I still have the cough a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad. And I have a drink here, and I can cut if I happen to have a cough attack. I'll cut that out, and hopefully I won't have to even do any of that, but just in case, if you see a random cut, you know why. Anyway, yeah, I've been meaning to do this review for the past week because I saw 10 Cloverfield Lane last Friday, so I'm super eager to get this out to you guys. But yeah, so that being said, let's get started because I'm really excited. I just want to start off by saying 10 Cloverfield Lane, in my book, is probably going to be a highlight of the year. At least for me it is. I loved the movie. I thought it was brilliant. I thought the acting was ridiculously good, and I just love the creative liberties they took on in taking on this movie. It's just incredible. I don't think I've seen a mixed genre done so well and seamless, and I think a lot of people are disappointed with this movie right now because I guess they didn't expect it to be what it was, and they feel like they were misled because A, it's not a direct sequel to Cloverfield, and B, the preview wasn't very clear. It was a little bit cryptic in a way. But I actually liked that, I liked going into the movie not really knowing what I was going to get. But, the fact that it had the Cloverfield name on it, really, to me, ensured that it was going to be worthwhile. So, that's how much I trusted the brand. I mean, I watched the original Cloverfield and I loved that movie. I know that one also got some backlash, I remember, because people were disappointed that it was an alien invasion movie and they wanted a monster / Godzilla movie, which I guess I can understand too, because I remember the previews for that as well. I wouldn't say they were misleading, but they didn't show you what the main threat was, the whole preview. I remember it was people running through the city all freaking scared that you didn't know what was chasing them. There were skyscrapers falling. It was very Godzilla-like. So you thought it was going to be some kind of weird, maybe different Godzilla type movie, but when you actually went to watch the movie and found out it was an alien invasion movie, that was awesome. Surprise, the element of surprise was cool, I thought, but I guess a lot of people didn't agree with me. So yeah, I kind of took from that, and I did know that 10 Cloverfield Lane was not going to be a direct sequel, so I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting the element of surprise that they had given us before, because the preview to this movie was kind of similar in that they didn't give you everything. They didn't give you what the main threat of the film was going to be. All you saw was 3 characters in what looked like a bunker, and they're trapped or something, but at first it's all fun and nice, and then the montage, yeah, it goes from nice, and then it later transitions into something kind of scary, and things go awry, and it just turns dark, and so there's gonna be some kind of horror element to it because things get kind of crazy, but you don't know exactly why, right? So that's why I don't really understand why people are so upset that there was that horror element to the movie, because you do see it kind of in the preview. Granted, you don't know why, but it doesn't really matter at that point, right? I don't know. I kind of tend to disagree with the critiques it's getting, but that's just me. And I guess it's also because I love horror and I love sci-fi, so the fact that they were able to create this mixed genre of a masterpiece is, it's way more than what I expected. It exceeded everything that I thought it was going to be, so I thought it was awesome. I think they were able to pull off such a great mixed genre film because of the acting. I mean, because look, you got horror, you got suspense, you got sci-fi all in one, and you know, I think it could be really hard to pull off if you don't have the right actors. And that's the thing with this movie, they got the perfect actors and very versatile actors. You got John Goodman, who, oh man, like we remember him as like the funny dude from Roseanne, right? But like in this movie, he shows you like he's got such a crazy like a crazy creepy vibe to him. He's got this like conspiracy theorist slash like outsider kind of lurker type guy, and you end up finding out, you know, he's actually a killer. So the fact that he can go from those extremes, like, it's insane. Like, oh man, how good, it's insane how good of an actor he is, and how versatile he is, and how he can jump from genre to genre. From one scene to the next, he can be like calm and nice to like freaking psycho killer nut, you know? Like it's insane that, and it's believable. That's the creepy part of it. Our main protagonist girl, what's her name? Her actress is Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I believe. She's really good as well. Those two carry it. They carry the whole movie. The other guy's pretty good too, but these two are, John Goodman and Mary, are standouts. Mary Winstead is like the same, super versatile, can go from any genre, jump to one scene, jump to a horror scene 1 minute, and then jump to an action scene the next, jump to a scene where she's super vulnerable and crying. Like, she can go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds, and it's seamless, and that's what's so impressive about it. And that just helps the fact that it's a mixed genre, you know, like it reinforces it so that it actually ends up working really well and doesn't feel like forced. It doesn't feel unnatural, like you believe everything that's going on. And yeah, because of them, this movie I feel is so cool, and it's definitely worth a watch. I think some of the thematic elements that I really enjoyed were, it's kind of like it's the same type of theme you get in The Walking Dead, where it's like there's an outer threat. Walking Dead, it's zombies, and in this case it's the alien invasion, and then you have the inner threat, which is the human threat, human versus human. So you have a protagonist who's being attacked by another human, yet they're all trying to survive in a place where there's something greater than they are that can kill them at any second. So it's interesting to see what they have to do to survive both the humans and the aliens. And, you know, it really shows you like what people go through in that circumstance, where they're so desperate to stay alive that they'll do anything, you know. So that's really awesome that they incorporated that theme. Also, I really liked the character arc of our main protagonist. In the beginning you see her like very vulnerable, very sad, and you know, she's definitely dealing with her personal issues with her husband or boyfriend or whatever, and it all seems so petty after everything, right? Like, she, in the beginning of the movie, you know, that's her biggest issue, you know, is her separation, and then she gets introduced to all these other bigger issues that she has to deal with all of a sudden. And all of a sudden her little separation with her husband, non-existent husband now, is just, it's gone. It's like so minuscule. And now she's dealing with life or death situations, which are 10 times larger. And yeah, it's really cool to see her go from like a damsel in distress to like this badass chick that's like beating some alien ass. And so yeah, and also she tells a story in the middle of the movie about like how she regrets, you know, that one time that she saw a little girl, you know, being abused by her father, or she knew that, you know, she was being abused and she didn't do anything about it, and she didn't have the guts to like stand up for her. And you know, she lives with that regret and that guilt from day to day. But then now, you know, faced with the conflict with John Goodman's character and the conflict with the aliens, she finally rises to the occasion and, you know, stands up against them. So that whole development of her character was really cool to see too. Yeah, just there's so many good things about this. Like I said, I really loved horror, so it was nice seeing them kind of do little throwbacks to like Hitchcock. I noticed in the beginning some of the shots that they have, it kind of reminiscent to something like Psycho. Yeah, where you have that main female character in the beginning, and you know, she's going about her business, but you have all these shots that kind of like give you these subtle little clues as to what's going on in her life, and there's no dialogue though, and like you're just observing kind of at an eagle eye, like an eagle eye point of view. Yeah, definitely some Hitchcock going on there, and that was really cool as well. So yeah, you know, they did stray from the sci-fi stuff, but I think it was awesome, like what they managed to do. The sci-fi incorporation was actually more towards the end of the movie, and it's freaking awesome. That's all I gotta say. Like when she finally confronts the aliens and like fights against them, like it's so action-packed that you're just like blown away. Like, is this really happening? Like, what? It's so out there that it's just awesome. It's a really cool movie experience. It feels like you're riding on a roller coaster and it just zigzags every which way and you just don't really know where it's gonna go next. That's how it felt, and it's super thrilling, you know, when that happens, because, you know, like I said in a previous, the Deadpool review, I remember mentioning the fact that the Hollywood formulaic script or storyline gets tiring after a while, you know, because after a while you watch a movie, you know what's going to happen, you just don't know how it's going to happen. In this case, this movie like breaks away from all those, from all that formula, like crap. Like it takes you in a place you've never, to a place you've never been before, and it's so refreshing, and you know, you can't even guess what's gonna happen, and it's just, again, reinforced by like good acting, good character development, just element of surprise. You got your horror, you got your sci-fi in the end, you know. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a happy ending, but it's not a bad ending either. And it's just really cool, and I gotta recommend it. I really do. It's definitely a must watch in my opinion. If I had to like rate it, I would probably say like, I don't know, 10 out of 10. Like I had to think about that, yeah. Yeah, I would say 10 out of 10 for sure. I can't see anything topping this. I'm really excited for like the superhero movies coming out, but in terms of horror slash sci-fi, I don't think you're gonna top this year. I just can't even see like something like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what's coming out this year in terms of horror and sci-fi. But I don't think it could top this. I really don't. Anyway, thanks for listening to my views on this movie. If you enjoyed, give it a like or subscribe or both. I don't hate it. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.